Don't you lie to me, OBS. Come on. Oof. Oh, come on. That hurts. Okay. getting slightly harder than I expected, to be honest. Now there's, yeah, some boss, I'm gonna say. Shit. Dead. Let's try Floyd.
How are you?
Never actually used them. Nice. neste caso provavelmente it's gonna be slightly harder. The reach. This guy's too slow. Too slow. I don't know how I'm going to fight the boss girl. Because she's very fast and she has a lot of reach. We're gonna go for it anyway. What choice do we have? Okay. Jesus, so fast. Damn it. Ouch. Come here, girl, come here. Ouch. Damn it. Oh. So baited. Damn it. Oh. Eat it. Eat it. Oh, the level is not even over. Shit. That blows. No, both of them? Oh, fuck. Ah, shit. Why do I just eat it? Okay. We are kind of doing it. Kind of. Sort of. Damn it. Ah. No? Hmm? What's happening? Oh boy. Oh boy. What in the actual fuck? Okay, okay. This is not going to go great. Grenades. Okay. So okay, so I see we're now on the Mr. X grave. Is he going to come out of it? No? I guess that was just it. This game's gotta have secret endings and stuff. Just like it did in the first one. Maybe in the harder difficulties. I'm not completely buying that this is the entire game. Even though it was fun. D-rank. I suck. Okay. This music though. So many memories. One credit to finish. And you can save. Okay, I need to see some reviews of this. Let's take a look. Close this up. YouTube Streets of Rage 4 review.
Still raging 26 years later, Streets of Rage 4 is a faithful revival of the classic arcade beat-em-ups. Move from left to right, punch enemies, destroy objects for points, health and weapon pickups, punch a few more enemies, and repeat. It's simple and unadventurous, and while it expands modestly on the combat with a few new skills to master, Streets of Rage 4 definitely prioritises nostalgia over any kind of big modern reinvention.
Just that I'm not playing, that was the entire game,
corny,
so
but it is beautifully presented in a comic book panel style. Mr. and Miss Y, the twin offsprings of series villain Mr. X, are the big bads this time, and their evil scheme is to control the city by corrupting everything good, while looking like a couple of subpar Scott Pilgrim villains. It's all very silly, but in a knowing, not taking itself seriously kind of way, and it just about pulls it off. It's 10 years since the events of Streets of Rage 3, and series regular Axel Stone and Blaze Fielding return to fight crime again, despite likely being too old for this shit. To balance out the familiar with something different is the addition of two brand new characters, Cherry Hunter, the daughter of series stalwart Adam Hunter, and a cybernetic armed absolute unit called Floyd. Just like in the old games, each character has a special move that does a lot more damage at the cost of taking a chunk out of your own health bar. However, an added risk-reward twist for Streets of Rage 4 is that any lost health can potentially be earned back if you string a combo of standard attacks together on top of it, and any break in this combo results in the health being lost permanently. On my first playthrough, which took between 2 and 3 hours, I found myself avoiding special moves due to their risky nature. However, as I got the hang of combos, I started to use them semi-regularly in situations where I felt confident that I could earn that precious health back. It's a simple but interesting minigame, and perhaps the most important addition in progressing the Streets of Rage formula as a whole. A stronger weapon in your arsenal are the star moves. Every character's is slightly different. Axel's, for instance, is a flaming rising uppercut, while Cherry's is a Pete Townsend inspired guitar power slide, but triggering them would do huge amounts of damage to any Y Syndicate members and lucky enough to be in your path. Using them while fighting regular goons often feels unnecessary, as most situations are manageable, but they're still a fun spectacle, with Floyd's screen-dominating Unibeam being a visual favourite. Another enjoyable addition to the combat is the inclusion of the weapon catch. I just started watching
this and I already feel like an idiot, because I don't think I would use
bounce back and give you a split second to catch it and keep whacking away.
Except the,
like Gears of War's active
actual
reload time button press
star
mechanic.
move,
There's a
or
rhythm
whatever
to
the guy
master,
called
but
it.
once you've done so, it's completely rewarding.
And maybe
However,
one
every moment
special,
feeling like a deadly ninja,
which is
there are
double
moments
tap
that are simply
forward
unfair due
and
to factors
attack.
completely out of your control.
I think that is all I used.
Of the 4 starting characters, the returning duo of Axel and Blaze immediately felt familiar and fit right into place in the 90s side-scrolling beat-em-up, but they do feel a little generic at this point. They're both well-rounded fighters who don't necessarily excel in any ability, but work best as an introductory character for new players and a recognisable sight for veterans. But by contrast, Floyd and Cherry couldn't be further apart, and their movesets are by far the most exciting and fun to predictably end in a boss fight, and for the most part, there's a good balance of variety and difficulty throughout. Most are smartly designed, with challenging attack patterns that you'll need to learn, but disappointingly there are repeated enemies in later levels with arbitrary difficulty spikes, like here's 2 of them now. In general though, the enemies are a good mix of old and new, with neither feeling out of place despite the 26-year age gap. I played through the first time alone, but that was only half the fun, less even. The 2-player online co-op really shines.
Maybe Jim Sterling. Unbreak my heart.
When you walked up the door and walked out of my life. Streets of Rage is one of several high-profile series that Sega just decided to do nothing with for years, decades, just sitting on these properties doing nothing with them except maybe a reference or character cameo here or there in some Sonic the Hedgehog spin-off sports game. So I've been waiting for a new Streets of Rage game for let's say roughly ballpark 10,000 years. So I've been very excited to see Streets of Rage 4, and I am very excited to say that I love it. It's been a bit controversial because of the art style and some other decisions made with the game, but I am stunned by how old school this thing is. And when I say old school,
refreshingly so.
There are unlockable characters that are the pixel versions of the characters from the old games, you know, Streets of Rage 1 and 2. And they are exactly the same characters. They play the same. It's not just the pixel effect on those. It's not just a cosmetic thing. If you're playing as Axel from Streets of Rage 1, you're playing as Axel from Streets of Rage 1. And I bring that up now just to demonstrate how old-fashioned this game is, let's say. And I don't necessarily mean that in a bad way, but it is so old-fashioned that you can plug in a character from Streets of Rage 1 and it will play just fine with this game. It will fit into this combat system, no worries whatsoever. That is not to say the new characters are not fun to play and don't have their own unique abilities.
See, there's another move I don't know what to do, because he just dashed with Adam.
As you're going to get from a game made in 2020 current era.
And I have no idea how to do that.
One of 4 characters, the roster expanding as you collect points over time. You've got Axel, who is now basically rocking a very muscular dad bod, because this is set 10 years after the last time we saw all these characters. So you've got Axel, you've got Blaze Fielding, you've got Cherry, and you've got Floyd. And true to the genre's roots, they are very simple to control. They all pretty much have access to the same abilities per se. You can do your little punch kick combos, you can hold down the attack button for a stronger attack, you can perform special moves which drain your health, but if you hit enemies quick enough you will regain that health. There's also a special super duper mega super special super duper attack which you can spend a star to unleash. You start the stage with 1 star, there are stars hidden throughout the level, and you spend one of those, and then you can do some big ol' invincible attack that is very good for bosses and the like. I mean, it's Streets of Rage. I could just fucking leave it there talking about the mechanics. It's Streets of literal rage. And with that in mind, this game has a fairly interesting approach to defensive maneuvers when viewed through a modern lens, because this is so retro that aside from Adam, who's got a sidestep move, there's not a lot of ducking and weaving or even blocking going on here. There is no block button, and you are not deftly dodging out of the way of moves. Very much like in the old Sega Genesis games, you can avoid attacks by moving up and down by not occupying the same plane of movement as your enemies. And in almost every situation, a good defense is literally a good offense, because there are 2 moves you can do that do grant invincibility. You can grab an enemy and throw them, or you can perform a neutral special move. Just hit the special move button without any directional input. So between some tactical maneuvering and your invincible moves and a few well-placed back attacks, you should be okay. Well, you've got everything you need to be okay. Actually being okay is a different matter, because Streets of Rage 4 is quite merciless when it wants to be. Streets of Rage 4 is a tough game. I mean, it's old school tough by its very nature, I suppose. It can be annoying. If you've played the original Streets of Rage, then you know exactly how annoying these games can get sometimes, with enemies taking in their little cheap shots or pulling off their own throws and other bullshit. Like, they brought back the stabby guys. The Garcia, the red-haired enemies with the pokey knives that run at you and stab you up.
I've always called them Garcias.
They got them coming out the
for some reason.
Most enemies are fairly easily
that is
on their own.
What they read like in the first game.
On all sides, so it can be quite tough to time your attacks carefully between the ones that will give you a defensive edge and ones that deal with the enemies right in front of you. But nonetheless, if you loved old school beat-em-ups and you don't think they need to improve much, then Streets of Rage 4 is more or less perfect for you. And I'm one of them people that do believe that we haven't had a real old-fashioned brawler in so long, and it's still so satisfying to just walk from left to right, punching and kicking things. I think this works out really well. I'm often one to be quite harshly critical of dated mechanics when I feel they do need improvement, and I'm not so sure that for what this game's trying to accomplish, that anything does need to be changed. Modern game design sensibility suggests there should be a lot of blocking and ducking and weaving, there should be RPG mechanics, there should be all sorts of modern conveniences taped onto the game. And considering I still go back to play the original Streets of Rage games fairly regularly,
yeah, me too.
Just last week I was playing the first one through again. A Streets of Rage that picks up where 3 left off.
I still think the first one is the best.
Suits me down to the ground. So let's talk about the art style. Some people don't like it. Same with the Battletoads, the new Battletoads that's coming out in the near future. People don't like these overly animated cartoony styles. I love it in Streets of Rage 4. I think this game looks sublime. I love how animated and vibrant enemies and heroes look. I love the comic booky looking streets and the overall aesthetic design and the soundtrack. I mean, the soundtrack is gorgeous, I feel. I love the thick lines and the wild colours. Some of the enemy types actually look like they belong in Archer. If Archer were a brawler, I feel it would look a bit like this. The whole aesthetic works really well for me. And I guess some people want it darker and grittier, but I really like the comic book heavy style. There are some really neat boss designs, a lot of resurrected characters.
I mean, they're different aesthetics, really.
Faces, and each one I feel
especially in the first game, it was very much, you know, those late 80s neon-based themes.
Especially with just how lavish the animation
This one is certainly more cartoonish.
The presentation could be a little better. There are lengthy cutscenes.
Though I did not hate it, to be honest.
And they go on for too long and they're silent. It's just text with some muted music and sort of static paintings, I guess, is the best way to describe
See, another move, another special move. I have no idea how to do.
It's not drop in, drop out, which I feel would have worked just fine for
I'm gonna have to try some of those tomorrow.
If one player quits, then the whole game's busted, even if it's the second player. And at least on the PS4 version, the lobbies are threadbare. You refresh it, there's 1 or 2 people looking for matches.
It's not even that many on PC, especially right now,
or not a lot of
a year
people
later.
playing the game. I hope it's the former, because that could be fixed a lot easier. And it's a shame, because online I think this could really thrive. The game is best played with 2 players, I feel.
True.
Which you can do locally, of course. But it's been frustrating for me trying to get into some online games, because I found Streets of Rage 4 very replayable. I'm happy to go back into stages I've beaten 3 or 4 times. In fact, that's pretty much what I've been doing for the past couple days.
Grappler with the arm, how? I need to know how.
Which is helped by the lifetime score. You accrue points that stack up between matches and rounds and gameplay sessions, and as you hit certain thresholds, certain milestones in your lifetime score, that's when you unlock new characters. There are multiple modes. There's an arcade mode, there's a boss rush. Those distances quickly by extending his arms or just creating a shockwave around him. Cherry hits hard with her guitar and can do neat things like grab onto the game, I think. I mean, I've had a ridiculous amount of fun with it, and it's one of those games where I've damaged my thumb a bit because I was smashing all the buttons with my trotters too much. And I've always felt that's the sign of a good game, a game that encourages me to inflict incremental physical damage on myself. The game moves slowly.
Alright, I'm gonna try tomorrow some of those special moves. I have no idea how to perform them, but they obviously exist. I feel like in certain situations it might make the game a little bit easier, or I guess more manageable, especially when you're being mobbed. Yeah, we'll give it a try tomorrow. Anyway, thanks for watching. I'll be cutting the stream short today because I do have some stuff I need to do. See you tomorrow, probably. Thanks for watching.